pure substances, what do we have in the nature generally? Pure substances, and then we have the mixtures. We have the mixtures. So, what do we mean by a pure substance, and what do we mean by a mixture? Suppose we start with the plant. Pure substances means here the composition should be is homogeneous throughout the substance. Okay, we will discuss about that one afterwards, mixtures, right? So, first of all, what is the composition is homogeneous throughout the substance. So, let us take an example. Okay, so we take an example of like gold biscuit. Okay, gold biscuit. So, in this gold biscuit, yesterday we discussed only gold atoms. Only gold atoms are present. Gold atoms are present. Okay. So then, similarly, we can take any metal. Okay, we can take any of the metal. So in that, suppose if you are taking iron, so only iron atoms should be present. If you are taking silver, only silver atoms. If you are taking copper, only copper atoms. So like that, composition. You take or you break a piece of iron or a piece of gold and you check. So you will see only that particular atoms. Only that particular atoms. Okay, it is a pure substance. So what can we give? That means under pure substances, what can we quote as examples? So these are, we can quote as, okay, elements and compounds. Elements and compounds. So what are elements? So these are the basic substances. That means this nature is made up of a few substances. So totally we have today 118 elements. 18 elements. So what are these? The basic form or the basic structures upon which this universe is made up of. Okay. So what are elements means? These are the basic basic structures by which universe is formed. These are the simplest substances we can say. Okay, the simplest substances in the nature, that is nothing but elements. So totally how many elements do we have? We have 118 elements. So for example, we can write hydrogen, helium, so lithium, lithium, so beryllium, barium, boron, and then etc. Okay, in this number of elements we can write. So then we have like iron, copper, gold, silver, all these things. So on. So that means in this entire universe, or if you take our Earth, so we can find a number of elements like this. Among these elements, there are gases, solids, and liquids. So solids, liquids, and gases also. Okay. So we have among elements that are present in solids, liquids, and gaseous states. Okay. Solid state elements, liquid state elements, and gaseous Okay. Elements in solid state, elements in liquid state, and elements in gaseous state. So almost all the metals. So under solid elements, what can we discuss? So almost all the metals. So metals, you know, iron, copper, gold, etc. Okay, these are all, of course, these are all pure only. So elements are pure. All the elements, whatever the elements we have just now told that there are totally 118. They are all pure. Okay, whether it is a metal, non-metal, or a metalloid. Okay, metalloid. So among elements we have so many examples. So again, solid elements means among elements elements, solid elements. So example metals. So there are certain substances. That means there are certain elements, even though they are not metals also, they are in solid state. So for example, carbon in the form of graphite and diamond. Graphite and diamond. The students are so here all the elements, that means in the almost, that means in the entire periodic table. Okay, that means we arrange elements in a particular form called long form of periodic table. Okay, so long form of periodic table. So totally we have S block, B block, F block and D block elements. So we arrange elements in the long form of periodic table. Okay, totally 118 elements. So in that we are discussing that all the metals, almost all the metals are solids, but there is an exception. There is an exception. What is that exception? That is nothing but mercury. Mercury is the only metal present in liquid state. Okay, liquid state. Okay, I can write it here. Otherwise, mercury is the only metal present in the liquid state. Okay, so this is the only exception. But we have some more exceptions also. Okay, mercury. Right. So other liquids we will discuss. So here, most of the metals what we are discussing, they are all solids. But the exception is mercury. Mercury is the only metal present in liquid state, and other metals, other elements are also present which are in liquid state. For example, we have chlorine. Okay, chlorine, right, etc. And then many other halogens. Okay, many halogens. We call them as halogens. Halogens. Right. So, like that, we have the elements in liquid state and also in gases. So, gaseous elements meaning hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and then all the inert gases. Or the noble gases, we call them as noble gases. So noble gases means like helium, neon, krypton, argon, xenon, radon, and xenon, etc. Okay. So other than this also, so these are the metals, elements which are present in gaseous state. So they all exist. These are the natural states. Okay, natural state means what? Standard temperature and pressure. Okay, standard temperature and pressure. That means at STP or NTP, normal temperature and pressure. That means when the temperature or the pressure is 1 atmosphere. So when the temperature or pressure, okay, temperature is around 30 degree. What is it? Generally, what do we take as the room temperature or the standard temperature? Okay, for doing experiments, it is around 28 to 30 degrees centigrade. Okay, standard temperature. Here T stands for temperature, P stands for pressure. Okay, standard temperature and pressure. So at STP conditions, okay, these are in solid states, except mercury. These are in liquid state, and these are in gaseous state. Okay, so element. So first thing, under pure substances, what did we study? Elements. So what are elements? Elements are the simplest substances present in the nature. Elements are the simplest, shortest form of particles that are present in the nature. So among elements, so totally how many elements till now? Okay, how many elements are present till now? Okay, or how many elements are discovered till now? Actually, what is meant? Knowing our atmosphere or knowing our surroundings or learning about our surroundings is called as science. So we, as the time is proceeding, okay, as the days are proceeding or as the ages, okay, in the beginning, that means nearly some 100 to 150 years ago, not 118 elements were discovered, only 10 or 12 were present. Okay, you know our history. Human history is divided into totally three types. Okay, what is prehistoric and historic and present age and modern age. So during the prehistoric age, that means when the man used to roam in the forest, only few metals like copper, iron, gold, silver, etc. Only a few elements were known among that metals. Right. So slowly, as the scientists, okay, they are all doing research every time. So in these 150 years or the recent 100 years or the last 100 years, these many elements were found. So totally today we have 118 elements. So what can you say about these elements? These are all coming under what substances? Pure substances. So here, okay, this is pure substance. Pure. Okay. Substances. Pure substances. Right. So under pure substances we study. Okay. Under pure substances, the first substance what we study is elements. Okay. So under elements we have solid, liquid, and gaseous elements. So exception for the metals. That means the exception for metals is okay. What are the properties of metal? They are hard, they are luster, they show sonority, they show sound, they are shiny, all these things. But they are in solid structure. But what is the only exception? Mercury is the only exception. Okay, because at standard temperature and pressure, okay, mercury is the only metal which is present in the liquid state. Okay, and all the remaining other elements are all they are all non-metals only. Okay, chlorine, bromine, etc. So these are all present in liquid state and some are gas. Even chlorine sometimes it will be present as gas also. Okay, so like that, and the other natural, that means the other substances that are present in the form of gases. So hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, etc., etc., and all the noble gases. Why we are saying them as noble gases? Because they are inert. That means they do not combine or they do not show interest in chemical reactions. They do not show interest in chemical reactions. So why they do not show interest in chemical reactions? Because they have filled orbitals. Their orbitals are filled completely with the electrons. Okay, after configuration in the atom itself. So atom is made up of again shells and subshells where the electrons are distributed. I think you might have known this one atomic structure. Otherwise, we discuss the next lesson. Right. So right now, what you have to remember is so these are the pure substances among what we discussed the elements. So then coming to compounds. So let us discuss what are compounds now. So just now we have discussed that elements are the one of the purest form or pure form of substances that are present in the nature. Now compound means combination of two or more elements. Combination of two or more elements that we do not combine. They themselves combine in the nature. They themselves combine in the nature. Okay, that is the reason we say that they are pure substances. So coming to compounds. So what is the definition by scientific means? And in scientific terms, compounds means combination of two or more elements are known as compounds. So what are compounds? Let us discuss with a few examples. Okay. So compounds here, for example, water. There are many compounds that we use in our daily life. Okay, one of them is water. So what is the chemical formula of water? H2O. H2O. So this is a compound. So we say that it is pure also. So we are discussing under what here? It is pure substances. Okay, pure substances. Okay, pure. So not only elements but compounds are also pure substances. So how do we confirm that one, or how do we say that compounds are also pure substances? So here, if we take water here. So here we have hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, combining water ratio 2:1. We are writing 2 here, no? H2. H2O means 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. 2 hydrogens, 1 oxygen. Not HO2. We don't write it as HO2. This is wrong. This is wrong. So why we are writing it as H2O? That we will have a detailed discussion in the later chapters. Okay, but only what you have to understand now is, okay, this is combined in the nature as it is. That means nobody has made it to combine like that. Okay, it itself already is available in the nature like this. Means 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen are combining to form water. At what? STP. That means at a standard temperature and pressure. So STP means standard temperature and pressure. Temperature and pressure. So what is standard temperature means around 28 degrees centigrade, or sometimes we take 30 degree centigrade. Okay, one we will fix. So let us have it as 30 degree centigrade. Okay, 30 degree centigrade. We call it as standard temperature. Standard pressure is either 1 atmosphere or 76 centimeter of mercury. 76 centimeter of mercury. So at this state, that means at standard temperature pressure means a normal condition. Okay, this is present in liquid state. Okay, at STP. At STP, water is in liquid state. Liquid water. We say liquid water. Liquid state. So we know that water can exist in all the 3 states of matter. That means water can be present as liquid, solid, and gas. So if it is in solid state, we say liquid state. Okay, liquid water. In gaseous state, we say water vapor. We say water vapor. So that means the gaseous state of generally any liquid we say that it's vapor. Suppose sodium. Sodium is an element or sodium is a metal. Suppose if we melt sodium. Okay, if we melt sodium or if we increase the temperature of if we heat that any metal, if we heat sodium or if we heat metals which are in solid state, what happens? They convert into the next state. That means they melt. They convert into liquid. So liquid sodium. And again, still if we heat them, they convert into their gaseous state or vapor state. We call it as sodium vapor. Similarly, iron. How do we make the utensil? Suppose this bench is made up of iron. Okay. So how do we make that one? In the beginning, iron, that means this metal is heated to very extreme or very high temperatures. So what happens is at that particular temperature, they melt into liquid. Means the metals, almost all the metals are generally at STP, that means at a standard temperature and pressure condition. At STP condition, they are present as solids. They are present as solids. So what is standard temperature? 30 degrees centigrade. What is standard pressure? 1 atmosphere or 76 centimeter of mercury. So in such a situation, water is present in liquid state. So here what is the composition? 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. So they are combining in the ratio of 2:1. Okay, who combined it? No, nobody combined. It occurred naturally. It has combined naturally. Similarly, one more example if we take that we are using in our daily life. That is common salt or the table salt. Common salt. So that is nothing but, or we call it as table salt also. So that is NaCl, sodium chloride. Here we have Na and Cl. Okay, this is metal 1:1. So this is 1:1 ratio. Here 1 sodium and 1 chlorine atom. 1 sodium and 1 chlorine. See, these are elements only. No? Here suppose hydrogen is an element, oxygen is an element, sodium is an element, chlorine is an element. So similarly, we have limestone, calcium carbonate. Suppose if we have to discuss little bit more. Okay, so we have even Even we can write number of examples like that. So, for example, sodium chloride we have written. So, calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate. Similarly, hydrochloric acid, HCl. Okay, hydrochloric acid. And similarly, what are the sulfuric acid? So, H2SO4. So, these are all compounds. These are all compounds. Example, you can write n number of examples. So, sodium sulfate or sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. So, why we are writing like this? Because there are certain rules for writing compounds that we will discuss later. So, right, students. So, what if we define combination of two or more? So, minimum is two. Minimum is two. Okay. So, we can say oxygen O2 as a compound. No, at least two different elements should be present. Suppose we can get it out, sir, oxygen. Okay, oxygen means O2, no, sir. And similarly, nitrogen also, no, sir. So, whether these are compounds? No, these are not compounds. So, what is the condition here? Oxygen and oxygen only. Here, nitrogen and nitrogen only. But what is the condition? Combination of two elements, two different elements. Means the elements which are combining should be not of the same kind. The elements which are combining should be not of the same kind. There should be different elements. Here, hydrogen is different, oxygen is different. Similarly, sodium is different. Here, chlorine is different. If you come to this, calcium, carbon, and oxygen. So, what is the ratio? 1:1:3. 1:3. So, one calcium, one carbon, three oxygens. Similarly, hydrogen chloride, 1:1. This is an acid. Hydrochloric acid also you can come. So, what is this ratio? 2:1:4. So, 2:1:4. That means two hydrogen atoms, one sulfur, four oxygen atoms. And coming to this, sodium carbonate. So 2:1:3. So here, what is 2, what is 1, what is 3? Here two sodium atoms, because we have written 2 here. Two sodium atoms, one carbon, three oxygen atoms. Right, students? So are you able to understand the basic meaning of compounds? So what is the basic meaning or basic definition? Okay, this is the simplest. This is not the exact definition. Just for your understanding, I have written this. Okay, combination of two or more elements are known as compounds. That means a compound is basically made up of at least two different elements. How many? Two different elements. So these are all the examples. So we have started with the basic example, that is nothing but water. So water is combined in the nature. That is, who is combined all these things? They have formed themselves like that. Okay, all these compounds that are present in the nature, they themselves combine. We can make them to combine also sometimes. Okay, so after that means these compounds they can be separated. So by chemical means or by chemical reactions or electrochemical reaction. That means compounds can be separated. Compounds can be separated. By. So this we will discuss in this chapter only. Can be separated by chemical methods, chemical or electrochemical reactions. So compounds means already they are combined. Okay. So can we separate them or not? Means yes, we can separate them. We can separate them by certain methods that we call it as chemical methods. There are many methods like sublimation, decomposition, fractional distillation, etc. So these are the there are certain methods. So we call them as what? We call them as chemical methods or electrochemical method. So what is meant by electrochemical method or reaction? We make them to get separated with the help of electricity by passing electricity. For example, NaCl. We take the NaCl. That means we add this sodium chloride or the common salt in water. Okay, make a very concentrated solution and then keep two metals and then we pass electricity. Okay, that gets as a diffuser. That means first it has to become a very high concentrated solution and then only we can separate it by Any chemical or electrochemical means. Once you are saying electrochemical means, once you are saying electrochemical reaction or electrochemical method means, it is nothing but you are separating them with the help of sending electricity. Separating them by help of sending electricity. Brine, sodium chloride is salt plus water. That means NaCl. Okay, NaCl plus H2O. This combination we call it as brine. What is that? Brine solution or brine. Brine means very concentrated. Okay. So is the concentrated solution we call it as brine. So these can be separated. Okay, that is a different topic. So let us see here now. So what is the only liquid that is only metal that is present as liquid at STP? Only metal that is present as liquid at STP is mercury only. It is the only exception for metals. Okay, students. So now these are combined in different ratios. Okay, different ratios. Okay, so here you will see calcium carbonate is combined as calcium, carbon, and oxygen. So totally how many elements are present here? One is calcium, one is carbon, another one is oxygen. Here one is hydrogen, one is chlorine. So 1:1. Then sulfuric acid, H2SO4. So two hydrogens, one sulfur, four oxygens. So 1:2. Then you have sodium carbonate. Sodium 2:1. Carbon 1 and oxygen 3. Right, understood? So this is the basic idea or the basic meaning of compounds. So these are the pure substances. So next our discussion is mixtures. So what are mixtures? So then how do we classify these mixtures? Mixtures again we have two types. One is homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures. So if we take mixture, that is the next topic in our discussion. So mixtures, what we have is homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures. Okay, so we have mixtures. So again here homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. Homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures. So let us see about first homogeneous mixtures. Means the composition of the mixture is uniform throughout the mixture. So example. Okay, lemonade is as your textbook example. So lemonade means it is a mixture of lemon juice plus salt plus sugar plus water. Okay. Then one more example: sugar solution. Then we have salt solution, then etc. Okay, students. Now mixtures. Okay, combination of different substances. Combination of different substances. Okay, need not remember this one. So combination of different substances means here solid, liquid, liquid gas. So all can be present. So first of all, these are the basic divisions what we have. So here the composition of the mixture is uniform throughout the mixture. Here what do we write? The composition of the mixture is not uniform. Is not uniform. Okay, throughout the mixture. Throughout the mixture. So what does it mean? We will discuss afterwards. So first let us come to homogeneous mixtures. So the basic idea or the basic meaning of homogeneous mixtures is the composition of the mixture is uniform. So what does it mean? Suppose you have prepared a lemonade, or suppose if you take a sugar solution or a salt solution. Suppose if you take sugar solution, stir it well. That means take 100 gram of sugar and mix it in a glass full of water and then stir it. Okay, mix it in a glass full of water and then stir it. So what will you find? So after that, you taste the upper portion of the solution. So stir it well so that the entire sugar has to be dissolved. So after that, if you take a spoon and taste it, you will feel sweet. Or you take any portion. That means the entire sugar would have been dissolved equally, uniformly in that glass full of water. Okay, in that glass full of water. Okay, suppose you have taken the solution. So that means you taste any part of the okay sugar solution. Either you taste in the upper part or middle part or the bottom part. Okay, upper part, middle part or the bottommost part. So you take any part. That means you taste either here or this part of the solution. Okay, or this part of the solution. You will find the taste to be same. You will find the taste to be same. And same is the case of salt solution. And same is the case of sugar solution. Okay, sugar solution. So this is the basic idea of what is meant by what is that homogeneous mixtures. Okay, so now coming to this one. Suppose you take a test tube. Okay, take two test tubes. Okay, mix some. Okay, over. Okay, this is water and this is chalk powder. Right, students? Are you getting? So we have that means what is the by definition what do we have? Heterogeneous mixture means the composition of the mixture is not uniform throughout the mixture. See, you take some chalk powder, take a test tube and stir it well. That means mix it and make a solution of chalk powder. So in the beginning, the chalk piece powder we have distributed uniformly. It appears like that. Okay, it will be appearing as if it is suspended in water. But you leave the solution undisturbed. You leave the solution undisturbed. Don't disturb it. Okay, you leave the solution undisturbed. So after some time, what happens? That powder settles at the bottom. It settles at the settles at the bottom. Understood? So this is the reason. So that means now you can't say that it is uniform. It is not uniform throughout the mixture. So here that means here the composition, here the density is of one kind, here the density is of another kind. So here it is water, here it is dark powder. So it has not mixed up. Anyway, it is coming down. So we say that okay, the solution is not uniform throughout. The solution of the mixture is not uniform throughout means throughout the solution or throughout the mixture. Suppose generally if you see, generally the mixture will be so in that what will be there? There will be different types of substances like Sanakaralu, Budakaralu and groundnut etc. Okay, so here also say, but here it is homogeneous means the substances they are mixed up very evenly and the composition of the mixture is uniform. So examples like this we can say, and if you taste it or suppose if you check okay the composition also at any part okay the mixture will be of uniform composition. But here if you see heterogeneous mixture, different see definition itself hetero means different. Hetero means different. So the composition means the substance which it is mixed up or made up of. The substance which it is made up of is not uniform. It is not uniform throughout the mixture. So this one you can take as one example. Another example you can take mud plus water. Mud plus water. So similarly we have many examples like that. Okay. So you can take salt plus kerosene. Salt plus kerosene. So then oil plus vinegar. So water plus naphthalene. So number of examples you can write for this heterogeneous mixtures. Okay, once again we will discuss in detail otherwise. Okay, so heterogeneous mixtures. So what do we have in heterogeneous mixtures? We will discuss it once again. Heterogeneous mixture means the composition of mixture is not uniform. Not uniform throughout the mixture. So example. First one is chalk powder plus water. And the second example you can write the mud particles plus water. And then salt plus kerosene, then naphthalene plus vinegar. Then what do we have in our book? Naphthalene plus water, oil plus vinegar, naphthalene plus water, naphthalene plus water, oil plus vinegar. So if you see any of these examples or any of these mixtures, okay students, so any of these mixtures, see chalk powder and water example if you have, just now we have discussed, even the mud particles and water also. So after stirring you can see these soil particles or mud or soil. You can take it as soil. Okay, soil particles plus water. You can see this soil settling down at the bottom of the vessel or test tube of water. Similarly, you can check kerosene and salt. It will not dissolve. Okay, if you mix up, salt will come and settle at the bottom. Similarly, this and this cases. So, what is the basic definition here? The composition of the mixture is okay. Composition is not uniform. Okay, composition means what? The substance what it is made up of. Okay, the substance what it is made up of. It is not uniform throughout the mixture. Okay, students. So that is the basic information regarding the homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. So now we have another discussion here. Mixtures means again we have different, so solid plus solid mixtures also again, solid plus solid mixtures, another type of classification. The types of mixtures. So types of mixtures if you have to say. So solid plus solid mixtures. So what are the examples? Okay, this is alloys mostly. So alloys. So here metal plus metal, mostly metal plus metal. Metal plus metal is called as alloy. Okay, example for solid plus solid mixtures. We have, so the example for solid plus solid, mostly we have the alloys. For example, we have stainless steel. So example, stainless steel. So the steel utensils which we are using is a combination of iron plus manganese plus cobalt plus carbon. So sometimes non-metals also they can be present. So 2-3 metals are present. Similarly, we have another one called as duralumin. Duralumin means it is the body of the substance in which this is the alloy. This is the alloy with which the body of aircraft is manufactured. So duralumin means here aluminum, cobalt, and some other very light metals are mixed. Okay, they combine, they make them or they melt them into the liquid states and then they mix them. So this is the lightest substance. That's why, because you know aeroplane means it has to carry many passengers. Okay, sometimes 300, 400 capacity. So for the flight to go against the gravity, already you know gravitational force is there. Okay, we can't fly by ourselves. Okay, but we can fly with the help of an aircraft or aeroplane. So that is designed in such a manner that its body is very delicate and light. Its body should be, of course, light and strong. Should be light as well as strong. Light and strong. Okay, light in the sense again, don't think that it will be very what is that one? Durable. No, it is strong also. It is strong also. What is that one? Duralumin. So like that we have number of alloys. So combination solid plus solids. Then what do we have? We have solid plus liquid. Solids plus liquids also. We have another kind of mixtures, that is solid plus liquid. So for this we can say number of examples. So this is another kind of classification of mixtures. That is nothing but solid plus liquid. Solid plus liquid type of mixtures. Solid plus liquid type of mixtures. So we can say number of examples. So we have salt solution, salt plus water, then sugar plus water, and then lemonade, and then etc. You can write number of examples like this. So these are the solid plus liquid. Solid plus liquid. Even acids also you can write here, because acids can dissolve metals sometimes. So here HCl plus iron. So iron pieces, acids can dissolve. So etc. So like that we can write many examples from them. Solid plus gas also. Solid plus gases. Solid plus gases. So here sodium plus hydrogen, and then iron plus hydrogen. Similarly, sodium ion, potassium. Potassium plus hydrogen, etc. So we call this as hydrides. Okay, all these are amalgams. This is known as amalgams. Okay, students. So aerated. That means here gas plus solid is mixed. We call them as amalgam. So we will study in your higher classes. Still, what we have? So liquid plus liquid. Again, we have liquid plus liquid. So for this number of we can quote. So example, milk plus water, milk plus water, and then alcohol plus water, alcohol plus water, and then chlorine plus water, iodine plus water, iodine plus water. We call this as picture of iodine also. So like that also you can write number of examples. So liquid plus gas again. We have liquid plus gas mixtures. Liquid plus gas. So all aerated drinks, all aerated drinks. Okay. So example, Pepsi, Coke, Thumbs Up, etc. And also water plus carbon dioxide, water plus CO2. So here, what is the actual meaning of aerated drink? Aerated drink means any liquid that is or any drink that is mixed with carbon dioxide. Any liquid, okay, any liquid that is mixed with carbon dioxide. Here, if you see water, that means earlier days when you have some heavy meal, suppose like biryani or some non-veg or something, people feel indigestion. So nowadays means substances tablets like Eno etc. are coming. Okay, Eno, Digene. Okay, Digene. These are present as tablets or even liquids also nowadays, and many new brands are coming. Okay, but earlier days such things were not present. Okay, only this one soda, goli soda. People used to say goli soda, right? So water plus carbon dioxide is known as soda. Okay, soda water. So here what does it do? It forms a compound called as carbonic acid. Okay, H2CO3, H2CO3, carbonic acid. So this acid reacts with that food substances and it will make those to digest. So that is called as soda water. And then aerated drink. Aerated drink means what? You take these are all chemicals. Dear students, so these are all chemicals actually, edible chemicals you can say in liquid state. Okay. So these are whatever you are drinking like Pepsi or Coca-Cola, Thumbs Up, or even Maaza, etc., Fanta, whatever it is. So whatever the substances or whatever the liquid that is present in that carbon dioxide is mixed. Carbon dioxide is mixed. Just if you open the lid, you can see some vapor coming up sometimes. So that is carbon dioxide only. Okay, carbon dioxide is escaping. Even you have this 7-Up also. 7-Up nowadays is famous. So 7-Up, whatever you take. So that is example for liquid plus gas. Okay. So this is another kind of classification of mixtures. So what are those? Basically solid plus solid, one type, and then solid plus liquid, and again liquid plus liquid, solid plus gas, liquid plus gas. So these many types of mixtures or another classification is there where there are these many combinations. So what is the basic combination? Basic is homogeneous and heterogeneous. Heterogeneous mixtures. Okay, students. So in the combination, so just I am recalling. So let us recall again. So pure substances we have started. So pure substances, maybe derivation compounds. Okay, if you recall today's class. Okay, I will end up with this. Just to have a brief recap. So we have pure substances. Pure substances. In this we had elements and compounds. Elements and compounds. So again mixtures. So in mixtures again we had one kind of classification is homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures, and again so mixtures in again solid plus solid, then solid plus liquid, then solid plus gas, then again liquid plus liquid, and finally liquid plus gas. Liquid plus gas. So these many different types of mixtures. Okay, this is according to one kind. This is another kind of classification of mixtures. So these all we have discussed today. So tomorrow we will discuss solutions. Okay. So solutions. So what is the solution? What are the parts of the solution? What is meant by solute solvent? So dissolution and what are the factors that affect dissolving? So everything we will discuss tomorrow, students. So thank you for listening. Have a nice day.